Today is Thursday, December 28th. We'll tell you the next step in the Colorado court battle about whether former President Trump can be on the state's primary ballot. Also, protesters blocked roads leading to airports in America's largest cities on one of the busiest travel days of the year. Plus, a new lawsuit sparking a brawl between big tech and major news companies. Even before a dry January, beer sales are down to their lowest levels in a quarter century. And this New Year's Eve could break wedding records. We'll explain. Those stories and even more news next. Welcome to The Newsworthy. All the day's news in around 10 minutes. Fast, fair, fun, and on the go. I'm Erica Mandy. Thanks so much for being here. You ready? Let's do this. It's looking more like the U.S. Supreme Court will have to decide what comes next for former President Trump. The Colorado Republican Party appealed the case and is now asking the High Court to overturn a landmark ruling that deemed former President Trump ineligible to run again in that state. The party argues the state court has interfered with the primary election by unreasonably restricting their ability to select their own candidate. Remember, the court ruled Trump was ineligible to hold office because he had engaged in insurrection. Though the Colorado Republican Party says that's subjective and that this could be a slippery slope before every voter has the power to sue to disqualify any political candidate they don't like. The U.S. Supreme Court could take up the case quickly and decide the matter in its current term, which ends in June. But so far, the justices have not commented. And they've decided not to quickly take up other Trump-related cases related to the criminal charges against him. It's also worth mentioning, Colorado is not the only state where this could be an issue for the Trump team. At least 35 cases have been filed across the U.S., all arguing that Trump should be disqualified over his role in the Capitol riot. Colorado's case is the first in which a court agreed, saying Trump needed to be removed from state ballots. 7 other cases have been dismissed, and more than a dozen other cases across the country are still pending before the courts. Protesters blocked the entrances to 2 of the busiest airports in the country on one of the busiest travel days of the year. Yesterday morning, they were calling for an end to the Israel-Hamas war in Gaza and demanding more rights for Palestinians. In New York City, they blocked the road into JFK International Airport, so some travelers ended up leaving their vehicles behind, stepping over barriers, and walking onto the highway just to get to their flights. At the same time, protesters blocked traffic outside an entrance into Los Angeles International Airport, and that protest has been described as not peaceful. The LAPD says an officer was thrown to the ground and people in their vehicles who were not involved were attacked. Also, footage shows dozens of protesters running through streets and parking lots nearby. Eventually, law enforcement officials were able to clear the areas and no flights were impacted. NASA is on a new adventure to intersect an asteroid headed toward Earth. The asteroid is named Apophis, after the Egyptian spirit of chaos. Still, NASA says Apophis won't really be bringing chaos to Earth, at least for the next century. For now, it's just expected to make a close approach in 2029. Closer than some satellites, and close enough that people who live in the Eastern Hemisphere will be able to see it with the naked eye. NASA actually says that hasn't happened since the dawn of recorded history, so it wanted to take advantage for research purposes. When the asteroid does get close, the effects of Earth could change it, so it could even experience landslides and quakes, and that could play a role in forming a new planet. So big picture, scientists want to know more about how we got from the debris in the early solar system to full-blown planets. But it will take a while. The spacecraft is following the asteroid now, and it's expected to meet it in 2029, then continue to watch it for 18 months. After that, NASA is hoping for some answers. More news still ahead, from a vibrating diet pill to the status of those self-checkout kiosks to why weddings could break records for New Year's Eve, and more. But first, a quick break for our sponsor. All right, what's one thing you can do today for yourself and for your health? A simple habit I've incorporated into my morning is drinking AG1. It is just 1 scoop of AG1 mixed with water, and I always drink it on an empty stomach as I'm just starting the day. I feel like it really sets me up for success in multiple ways. I love how hydrating it is, that it supports my gut health and immune system, and that it's this single solution that covers my nutritional basis first thing in the morning. Plus, it's me doing a simple thing for myself, and as a mom, that's a big deal. And it's a way to remind myself to continue those healthy and good habits all day long. I've also been pleasantly surprised that I felt a boost in energy and focus pretty quickly. So if you're looking for a simpler, effective investment for your health, try AG1 and get 5 free AG1 travel packs and a free 1-year supply of vitamin D with your first purchase. Go to drinkag1.com/newsworthy. That's drinkag1.com/newsworthy. Check it out. Now back to the news. There could be a new solution to help dieters, a first-of-its-kind vibrating pill. It was crafted by researchers at MIT, and they see it as a cheaper, non-invasive option to treat obesity. The capsule is about the size of a large vitamin, and inside there's a tiny motor that starts vibrating when it hits the stomach. Researchers say that stimulates nerve endings that sense stomach expansion, essentially tricking the brain into thinking the stomach is full. So far, the pill has not been tested on humans, but in animal trials, researchers say pigs ate about 40% less when they took one of the pills before a meal and it was activated. And the pigs that took the pill gained weight more slowly. Also, none of the animals had any side effects, which is especially exciting to scientists since they say that's what sets this option apart. Plus, the study estimates the pill will cost less than $1 to manufacture, whereas surgical options can cost tens of thousands of dollars. Of course, the next step is testing the invention on humans, and clinical trials are already in process. OpenAI and Microsoft are facing new legal trouble over their artificial intelligence platforms ChatGPT and Copilot. The New York Times sued the companies for copyright infringement this week, making it the first major U.S. media organization to do so. And reports say this suit has far-reaching implications for the future of the news publishing business. The issue here is the Times says millions of its articles were used to train automated chatbots without its permission. And now those same chatbots are competing with news outlets as a reliable source of information, representing an existential threat to the Times, taking away from its advertising, licensing, and subscription revenue. The Times is now asking a court to stop the tech companies from using its content and to destroy data sets that include the Times' work. The news organization has not demanded a specific amount of money, but in the lawsuit, it says it, quote, seeks to hold them responsible for the billions of dollars in statutory and actual damages. In response, OpenAI says it's determined to work with the New York Times to make sure it actually benefits from AI technology and new revenue models the way other outlets have. And in the past, OpenAI and Microsoft have said news articles are considered fair use, arguing that gives them the ability to use copyrighted material. In general, there's not a lot of legal precedent surrounding AI since the tech is still in its early days. Though major music companies, authors, and comedians have also sued AI companies on similar grounds as the New York Times. So there could be some more clarity around that subject eventually. If you're interested in learning more about this legal gray area, we did a special edition episode about it on December 2nd, so we'll link to that in today's episode notes. The popular online retailer Zulily is shutting down. That came as a shock to a lot of the customers, especially since at one point the company was valued at about $9 billion. Plus, NBC News says it was long considered a staple of Seattle's tech scene. Zulily even signed a sponsorship deal with Seattle's MLS team. And more recently, the retailer became known for its social media advertisements. But in the end, it seems Zulily could not overcome competition from Amazon and competitors like China-based Temu and Shein. Like those sites, Zulily offered children's and women's apparel, toys, and home decor. Then this week, the company posted a message to its website saying it was a difficult but necessary decision to wind down the business, and hundreds of employees are being laid off. Zulily says it plans to fulfill all pending orders or give customers refunds within the next month. It looks like it's been a bad year for beer in the U.S. In fact, Beer Marketers Insights says overall sales went down more than 5% during the first 9 months of 2023. And the Wall Street Journal expects beer shipments this year to be the worst on record since 1999. So why is this happening? Well, the industry has been dealing with a boycott, shifting consumer trends, and weaker sales. Remember, earlier this year, Bud Light released a marketing campaign featuring transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney. It sparked outrage amongst conservatives, leading to a boycott. Bud Light's sales have plummeted nearly 30% this year, and it's no longer the nation's top-selling beer in retail stores. Also, younger people are cutting back in general, or even giving up alcohol for health reasons. A recent Gallup survey showed adults under 35 are the only group to lower their alcohol consumption. The same poll found beer is starting to lose a bit of ground to liquor. Plus, the popularity of canned cocktails and non-alcoholic drinks have cut into beer's dominance. The president of the National Beer Wholesalers Association says the current situation is an industry-wide five-alarm fire. But a Molson Coors spokesperson says it's being blown out of proportion since some brands are actually seeing some growth. This New Year's Eve could be Las Vegas's busiest wedding day ever. And it's not just because of the excitement over New Year's Eve, but also because the wedding industry views this year's holiday as a specialty date. Yep, December 31st of 23 has the pattern of 123, 123. The president of Vegas Weddings, which operates 3 different venues, told the Las Vegas Review-Journal she expects double to triple the amount of typical demand. And she says everyone is now ramping up for the big day, including officiants, wedding planners, limo drivers, florists, photographers, tailors, and more. Plus, from now through Sunday, the County Marriage Bureau is running a satellite office at Harry Reid International Airport so couples can get their marriage licenses without having to go downtown. The last single-day record for Vegas marriages was set on July 7th, 2007, aka 777. But in just a few days, that record is expected to be easily broken. That's it for the main news today, so now it's time for Think to Know Thursday. But first, this episode is sponsored by Copilot. The new year is coming up, but you do not have to wait to start making your health a priority because Copilot makes it so easy. The app gives you a real-life fitness coach who will customize workouts for you and your individual needs and goals. No fitness fads here that will just fade out by February either, because you're set up for success with a personalized plan that your coach can adapt for you as needed. And yet it's actually still affordable. My experience has been really, really impressive. My coach, Megan, has created this perfect workout plan for my busy lifestyle that I can do anywhere on my own time. And she has been so supportive, cheering me on, holding me accountable, and still being understanding if I miss a workout. I'd love for you to follow my lead to get fit and feel fabulous. Give Copilot a try to find out why it was listed by Forbes as the top-rated personal trainer app of 2023. Head to go.mycopilot.com/newsworthy to get a 14-day free trial and 20% off your first month of personalized fitness with your own personal trainer if you sign up before February 1st, 2024. That's go.mycopilot.com/newsworthy to get a free 14 days trial and 20% off your first month. Sign up for the new year and let Copilot help you reach your fitness goals. Now back to Thing to Know Thursday. Some retailers are rethinking the role of self-checkout kiosks. Since becoming more mainstream about 20 years ago, there have been upsides. For shoppers, it's been the convenience of scanning and bagging items without waiting in long lines. And for businesses, self-checkout has been touted as a way to cut down on labor costs since fewer cashiers are needed to handle customers. That was especially true during the pandemic when hiring workers became more difficult. But these days, popularity of self-checkout may be a bigger hassle than it's worth. Employees need to help customers who aren't tech savvy or get frustrated with the machines, check receipts, and look out for theft. Each company is different, but some unique changes have been happening to self-checkout recently. Like many retailers are adding cameras or sensors at kiosks to monitor shoppers. Costco is adding staff to self-checkout areas to cut down on non-members sneaking in to buy things. British supermarket chain Booths is getting rid of them at all of its stores. Walmart removed kiosks at 3 locations in New Mexico, and Target is limiting how many items you can bring to the self-checkout line to make transactions more efficient. All right, thank you so much for listening today. If you've gotten value out of the Newsworthy in 2023, we would be so grateful if you would let some of your friends and family know about it, or maybe leave a 5-star review in your favorite app. Whenever you help spread the word, it helps ensure we can continue to bring you fast, fair, fun news every day. So thank you again for all of your support. We'll catch you up on more news to know tomorrow. Until then, have a great day.